Yep. Think fast. Matter of fact, out here in the midst of La La Land. Matter of fact, by the Staples Center in the concrete jungle. You know, but oh, don't forget that almost everything, and matter of fact, good theme for right now and where I'm at. Don't forget that almost everything in the physical world is a distraction from your spiritual growth, you know, even though it may seem harmless, you know. Like, say, for instance, on our spiritual growth, especially in this ascension stage, you know, all these energies fluctuate, you know, is about just doing things that just put you in some kind of well-being, no matter if it was feeding your ego or your spirituality, just as long as your well-being was good. So in essence, like that mean watching TV, a certain show you like, maybe watching a certain movie, you know, just indulging in things that may not be beneficial for your spirituality. Matter of fact, eating a certain food that, even though it may be a little unhealthy, was gonna make you, happy or feel good in the moment, and that was gonna help you, some kind of way. But again, you know, after so long, we kind of forget and get comfortable, you know what I'm saying, in the physical matrix. And you forget that, man, like all these TV shows and even down to the sports you love, you know what I'm saying? Hence, where I'm at now, you know what I'm saying? All that at the end of the day is distractions. Like, you know, were the Egyptians what, and this the fallen stage of our existence, you know. Matter of fact, I even do one better, where the Lemurians and the Atlanteans, were they watching TV, were they watching basketball games, and eating all kind of junk food, and all these different things that distract you from spiritual evolution, basically. You know, there ain't too many accounts of that. Now, which, history in essence repeats itself, and on different dimensions, or in certain levels in our past, we have had, like, say for instance, things that work like a cell phone and different technologies. That's why we got them now, because we channeling, old thoughts. But just don't forget that no matter how harmless, matter of fact, say for instance, and it's the balance of it. Like, say for instance, surfing the internet for information. Like, it's cool, of course, to get your knowledge, your spiritual knowledge, and learn certain things about your chakras and all this. But then don't forget that, for one, a lot of this information is in your DNA, and your spirit guides is there for you, so you could tap into this information by yourself, to where you don't need no computer. Two, these computers and all this Wi-Fi is harmful to your being. Matter of fact, again, like, did did our ancestors way back in Lemuria and things of this nature, did they have harmful Wi-Fi everywhere? And were they using computers that harm themselves? Nah. So you want to stay aware of that. Again, like, even though it seems harmless, and that's a good one, because of course it's going to seem harmless. Like, all right, I'm using my computer, like, say for instance, for me, doing videos or getting information that's good for your soul and spirit. But still, we living in a physical matrix, and we living in a certain place, in the USA, where all of the things that's hurting us is under the illusion of a pleasure or something that feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like a cell phone or computer, like, it help you connect, and it's something you can play games on and entertain yourself. But it's killing your aura. You know what I'm saying? In which that's something that they don't inform us of, because you know what I'm saying. Think about that. I always talk about, like, a mother's love, and teaching your kids. And if the government really loved us like that, they would be like, hey, be careful. This Wi-Fi is gonna be very harmful to you, and all this is gonna be. Nah, we don't get those warnings. But again, just be aware. Don't forget what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we having fun on our spiritual growth. We did choose to come into this physical world for a reason, but the reason wasn't to get lost up in the matrix, you know. The reason was to experience, you know, learn, you know, do whatever you signed a contract to say you was gonna do, and then either come back again or ascend, you know, however you want to do it, you know. But just want to stay aware of, you know, those distractions. Cause matter of fact, like say for instance, I had to catch myself while I was kind of falling into a loop of watching. Say for instance, even though the anime I watch is like all like, say for instance, related to esoteric knowledge, in essence, it still wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still kind of something that's diverting me, say, for instance, from my reading. You know, like, when I'm watching the anime, although it may deal with esoteric knowledge, you know, again, I'm in front of a computer, and I'm not in front of the books that I really be wanting to read and finish off, you know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, don't forget to not get caught up in the physical matrix, you know. Another way of getting caught up in the matrix to a certain extent, I thought about this one, like with the being a vegan, and like how like now I've been around, in fact, shout out to my brethren Cesar that been showing me around, like but like say for instance with a vegan wave, like I'm like, bro, I didn't know there was this much vegan spots and vegan food. But then I also thought about like even though it's healthy, it still play upon the physical and the ego to a certain extent, because it's like an abundance of choices to have you, you know, in essence, spending your time worrying about what type of food you should pick instead of, you know, balancing your chakras and meditating. You know, it's less time on your meditation and less time on your reading and less time on the things you want to do to raise your spirit if you're sitting there wondering like what type of vegan bread or vegan smoothie or what, you know, like wondering like, oh, like being overwhelmed by choices that even though they're healthy, you're still being, you know, pushed into that physical realm. And if you're not using mindfulness, you know, and you're not meditating and, you know what I'm saying, and consciously breathing, you know, all throughout the day, then you'll get caught up in the unconscious mode of, you know, falling victim to getting in those time loops of wondering like, oh, should I choose this? Should I choose this? And reason why I'm speaking on this because guess who has fallen victim to that situation before? You know what I'm saying? Like it'll catch you, you know what I'm saying? You like, dang, like I'm spending about, you know, you look up and it's about 15 minutes and you on the same aisle and you got some other things you want to buy and go look at. You know, where I'm almost just spending time looking at the ingredients list and just seeing what's in some stuff, which to a certain extent that could be being in the moment, being in the now. Matter of fact, because it's a gray area, you know. I could be waiting for that impulse, you know what I'm saying, to go and do something else, but for the most part, I'm probably being overwhelmed by choice and just like, oh, look at this, look at that, you know. That's why, like in Eastern civilizations and places where, you know, the the material world and the physical is not really praised as much as the soul, they got things more simpler, you know what I'm saying? With ice cream, probably all you could get is vanilla, you know, and it's not all this cookie crunch and Ben and Jerry's and all these different things, you know. Matter of fact, 'cause I had to watch myself with naming all these things. No. But you just get caught up and overwhelmed in the matrix with, you know, all the physical things. Because, again, we are here to experience and have fun, but at the same time ascend and not get caught up also. In which, at the same time, though, which, you know, how could I say, if you if you do get caught up, you may have another shot at things. So don't panic. But at the same time, if you want to get things in line and ascend or have, bring your memory into, your transitioning situation so you could you know, at least have a choice instead of just like transitioning and you wake up as a baby again without even knowing what happened, you know.
Your style, dude. I'm so sorry to
Oh,
interrupt you,
oh,
but the whole style.
appreciate,
Can I just bring
yeah,
it in?
yeah, appreciate it. Thank you, thank you.
Like seriously,
Peace
your
and
swag, man.
peace and blessings. Thank y'all, thank
Well,
y'all.
wait, are you like doing a video? Can I
Yeah,
like take a selfie with you? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
like
Oh,
I'm.
never
It's a,
mind. Never
it's a
mind.
YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, can I follow you on YouTube? What's your channel?
It's Universal Frequencies.
Universal Frequencies?
Yes.
Got you, man.
Y'all have a blessed one.
You as well.
All right. Being in the moment, being in the now. Look, you know, as a matter of fact, I be like humbled by those experiences. Like when people, you know, see me and like it just brings joy just to, you know, interact on that level. Which honestly, you gotta, in order to like, say for instance, deal with something that would get you attention, you gotta keep your ego in check in order to grow in that, you know, in that righteous way, you know, in essence. But you know, what was I? Oh, just not getting caught up in the physical. You know, don't forget that the physical matrix, like man, it's cool to watch a basketball game here. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's all different strokes for different folks. Also, you know what I'm saying? Some of us know how how strong we are with certain vices. You know, some of us know that if we watch a certain Netflix show that we could get caught up binging, you know what I'm saying, and forgetting about the book about chakras that we want to read, you know what I'm saying? So to each his own. Well, some of us could watch the show, watch something that's like strong on the binge, like you know, I don't know, just anything on Netflix, and it's like just one time and could keep it moving. So we are all different. Just know thyself, you know. know the ledge, you know. Have gnosis of thyself. But matter of fact, as you could hear me, I'm kind of getting a little chilly. You probably hear it in my voice and starting to shake a little bit. Matter of fact, grab me some hematite, you know. Help that iron flow and pump through the blood. Because matter of fact, on another level, and I'm about to get off on that, but like say for instance, that's creating like somewhat of a flow or pumping through our electromagnetic field. How could I say, giving strength to our electromagnetic field by our blood. You know, our blood pumping through our body is carrying certain metals in it. You know what I'm saying? And we got electrical flow in the body also. So that's also like moving the current of electricity, which you could turn into heat. You know, but I digress. But again, just don't forget. So it's cool to look. Matter of fact, it's cool to, you know, come to La La Land and indulge. But just don't forget. Don't forget where you at and what your soul came here from. I mean, what your soul came here for, you know. So peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now.